do.
They offered you any money or no?
They were more than happy to buy it off our hands. So like first option, they would rather buy it off our hands and just boom. But then they said, you know, if selling it isn't an option, then they'd be happy to share it. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so they can buy shares just like you do with anything else. You buy shares.
I think what we do have to remember as well, Jay, I don't know whether you know about this, but so the boss said that we weren't allowed to sell the lab, and GG fucked around and found out with their lab, and he blew up their compound.
Oh.
The block's shit anyway. Just sell the lab.
Oh.
Listen.
Well, fuck
Listen,
me.
sell the
That's
lab,
how I
right?
live, bruv.
Yeah, I know, but listen, I could do with a new place.
Like I say, if people like I say,
I think
if people are short on
getting...
if people are short on sorry, one of them people are short on money, rather than like selling something that can like bridge a relationship and actually like you know, do something, I'll just give people my cash if people are that desperate for money.
No, but at the same time, before you say that, though, at the same time, a lot of the reason people are broke is because of their own fucking bullshit. Let's not sit here and be like we're not. I'm not saying get money to fund people that are too lazy to get their own money or spend 300k a week, 300k a day on impound fees. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about if it comes to it and we need money for a job, or like yesterday, if we we needed a quick couple grapple guns quickly, a couple deagles. That's what I'm saying we need the money for. Like if you're getting your car impounded, you got no chance of getting 150k from the gang account to get your shitty car out. That's your own fault. That's not what the money's for. All I'm saying is,
so
that's one thing we've started doing is like, for example, we have 20 heroin in the warehouse for the gang, fully paid for, you know. So and like the lockpicks and shit like that, and even like slowly, I want to start doing guns. And I think like worst comes to worst, if it ever hits a situation where we desperately need money as a gang, I like Gold Rush has funded all our wars, you know.
Yeah, I think as well we have to be like, it's like Meth creates money for the gang as well. Like them locals when they're working, like I say, they're making 100k a day, providing that the person that collects it actually puts it in the gang account.
Yeah, it's just it's so 50-50 with them cleaning it, because some days we'll have everyone and their mom awake, and then the next day we'll have nobody awake.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Just I mean, in my personal opinion, like I say, if you're gonna give them access to it and they're willing to pay
for it,
get something. It doesn't have to be fucking 50 mil. It can be 3 mil. What's 3 mil to Hydra? I guarantee most of Hydra have got 3 mil in their account alone, right? Something like that as a little bump in the gang account, and then the clauses will be at the same time you pay the 3 mil, you gain access, you can have access whenever you want, based on the fact that we get our X amount of cooks in per week, and you deal with any fucking rust bullshit.
You know what we could ask them for? It's small, it's simple, but the spray on Blue Cage.
I'll be honest with you, but I know I can't listen. Yeah, listen, I know where you got that idea from. I'll be honest with you. No, I don't give a shit about the money. The money isn't for me. I can make my own money.
But sprays are
the sprays are fucking useless, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about sprays. Like the sprays are pointless. Like they're gonna say, okay, what's that spray gonna do for us? Oh, we got a new spray, guys.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, excellent. Like no one gives a shit about that.
Like I mean, I'll be honest. Yeah, the money, if it comes to it and that's what they're offering, that's fair enough. Like I say, if it's really about the money, and you know, people.
I think it's building that relationship over money. You know?
I'll just put 2 million in the gang account on my bank account if that's the be all and end all.
Though?
Because
that makes no sense.
Because to me, this is more than a monetary transaction. I don't want the relationship. Personally, I don't think you build a relationship about making people pay money to be like in a relationship with you.
Denzel, they don't give a shit about the money. Hydra are like, they have money out the ass. They don't care about the money. The only reason we're asking for the money is because it just shows that there's a reason for us giving them some of the lab. If we just say, you know what, yeah, come and share the lab with us for free for no reason, you know what, fuck it, here's a key. Let me go down to local locksmith and get you on cut, mate. Like, if we're just gonna give them off the lab for them to just come and use it for no reason, what's the point? We went through all that stuff of like fighting over the lab for us to just give half of it to. I mean, I didn't personally, that was you guys, but you went through all of that stuff of fighting for the lab and doing all this and that, dealing with rust bullshit, to just give half of it away because they asked nicely for it. It
See,
don't really make much sense.
That's why my thing is, if ballers want to be bought out, they'll buy ballers out, you know?
Exactly. Because the ballers can do the same thing. If they say, okay, listen, what we get from Mandem right now is 100, I don't know what the fuck you guys give them, but we
500K
get
was the buy-in.
we get all we want. They could literally say, all right, listen, we want our 500K back, and then we want 1 meth run a week. Boom, done. Like I say, personally, you could go give the key to Hydra right now. I'll wake up tomorrow, no different. I couldn't give a fuck. I'm just thinking about you and everyone. Like, it makes no sense to give them half for free, knowing that they're willing to give us money. I understand why you don't want to, because you think it's going to give them a reason to be like,
they haven't,
well, we paid for it.
They haven't offered money to share, Jay, so I'm not sure if that's clear. So they've offered money to fully buy out the lab, but they haven't offered money to share the lab.
So I think so you think it's one of those, we either buy it from you or we share
Yes.
it kind of thing.
I don't think they'll do that. They have way too much money. If they want the lab that badly, they'll pay to share 100%. There's no way they won't. They have stupid amounts of money.
Would you not rather receive meth than just a lump sum of money?
Both.
But obviously,
you need to understand that we have what they want, not the other way around, right? So we're the ones that say we are off. You can have it for this, and then allow them to counter offer. We're the one. We have the ball in our court. We have what they want.
We do have a ball in the court, but we have a ball that isn't moving or being played with.
It doesn't matter then. Exactly. So it's still in our court. Therefore, if they want to get the ball moving, they need to give us a reason to move it. Right now, we have the ball, and we're fucking rubbing it around on our balls, fucking scot-free. We don't have to worry about it. If they want it, they need to do something about that. So they need to either offer us the money to buy the whole thing, which you guys said sounds like a bad idea, or they need to do something else in order to make us move the ball.
So you're saying there's no reason for us to just hand it to them for free, like
no,
like
not at all.
For example, like I'm not gonna lie, if that that ocean dumping shit didn't happen, and Rust like properly approached us about like whether buying like cheap 100 gram meth or even sharing it, I think everything today would have been way different. But I think what Jay's saying is, we have no reason to bend over backwards for them. So give them a reason to kind of get the ball moving. But I also understand you being like, I'd rather focus on the relationship over money. Because them allowing you to cook in that lab, in that sense, where you can cook in there all day, every day, scot-free, is something very beneficial, especially since we haven't cooked in the lab for over a month.
Do you want to know something as well?
Yeah.
The thing is, you're saying that he wants to do it for the relationship. I know that every single person here would agree when I say that the relationship is completely useless, because if tomorrow Hydra wanted to shoot us in the face for whatever reason, regardless of the lab, they would shoot us in the fucking face. The lab would not change anything when it comes to a relationship. We've had a good relationship with Hydra, and then they decided that they don't want to have a good relationship. You need to understand that, like, I know obviously you haven't been here the entire time, Denzel, but our relationship with Hydra has always been dictated by Hydra, not by us. We've always tried to play nice. They're the ones who decide when they do and don't want to like us.
They do.
We're the ones that just sit here. So
they're also very true to their word, though, because I've done this. I've already know 100%.
We've been fucked over by them before.
So I've done meth lab dealings with them before. I sold them a meth lab, and I was cooking with Hydra. Then we went to war with Hydra, and they were still allowing me to cook in the lab. Like, that didn't affect the deal, like their word or the deal that we had. So I understand what you're saying in that regard, but they're not actually the kind of people to completely break down every single relationship over some petty altercations. If I'm honest, I mean, I know that